going to be the first video in a new series that I want to start on this channel that is going to be all about the basics of how to style natural hair, or I guess how to do certain styles. I'm not really sure what I'm going to call it yet. It's going to be like Natural Hair 101. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's a new series that I want to start, and it's going to be in-depth videos on how to do certain things. So today's video is going to be an in-depth tutorial on how to braid, and I'm going to show you how to do braids like box braids, and I'm going to show you how to braid to the head for either French braids like this, or for cornrows, or for, you know, other types of braids, which, by the way, I just learned about tribal braids. Super cute. Definitely going to try it on her next, because those are, yeah. Anyway, has nothing to do with this video. Yeah, when I started this channel, I wanted it to be a place where people who are just starting their natural hair journey, or they have a kid that's, you know, needs this kind of care for their hair and people don't know where to start, I wanted them to be able to come here so that I can be like the basics, the simple, the, you know, no nonsense type of channel. Is this making any sense? I don't know. I didn't want to be just another channel that's like, alright, here's how you do these super complex braided hairstyles, or here's how you do, you know, like I wanted it to be the simple side of things, and to break it down from like just the beginning, like the very beginning. So how to use certain products and what products to use, how to properly wash curly hair, how to braid, how to do twists, how to do, you know, whatever. What are you doing? Damn. How to do whatever you are wanting to be able to do, I guess, but like the simple side of things. I really hope that made sense. But that's why I started this channel, because I know when I first started our hair journey, I didn't know a lot of stuff. I really didn't. I didn't know what products would work in her hair, and, you know, why what I was doing wasn't working as far as promoting hair growth and stuff. I didn't know, you know, different terminology. I didn't know anything. I really didn't. I was complete beginner, and I've had a lot of people in my life that has been able to help me, but also I needed somebody to like just walk me through everything. And not good. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I'm a little bit too proud to ask certain people to do that for me in my day-to-day life. So it would have been really useful if there were videos like this out there so that I didn't have to. Yeah. I think that's enough of a rambling intro. So yeah, let's get into how to braid. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is detangle her hair. I personally just prefer to work with freshly detangled hair, so that's all I'm doing here. I'm gonna spray it with water and then use our favorite leave-in conditioner, which is the Curly Kids Curly Cream leave-in conditioner. Like I said, this step is completely optional if you prefer to work with dry hair, or if you have a product that works to detangle your hair without making it wet. Definitely go ahead and use that, but this is what I use. So the basics for any braid on how you start it is you have to split the section of hair you're working on into 3 separate, preferably equal-sized parts. Now there are 2 ways that you can braid. The first way is to take the outward strands over the middle strand. So that's what I'm showing you here. I take that right strand and I'm gonna take it over the middle strand. So now the middle strand is now the right strand. Then I'm gonna take the left strand and take it over the middle. And then I'm gonna take the right strand and take it over the middle. And my advice is keep your hands right up close to the base of the braid. So like right now I'm pretty much close to her roots, because I haven't gone down that far, but keep your hands right at the base. Don't try and braid from the ends of the hair. It'll help your braids be tighter. So the second way to braid is similar, but instead of going over, you're gonna take the outward strand under the middle strand. So you're gonna take that right side and go under, then that left side and go under. And what I do is I kind of grip in one hand the middle strand and the outer strand that I am about to take under, which I hope makes sense when you're watching this, because I don't know how else to explain it. So you see how I'm just using my index finger of the opposite hand to pull the hair under. It just makes it so much easier, and you can make it so much tighter that way. But obviously it takes a lot of practice and your own way of figuring out what works for you as far as holding it. So now I'm going to show you how to braid to the head, and I'm really hoping I can explain what's going on in this video. So you're going to start with a small section at the top of the head. Right now I'm just going to show you how I do a French braid, but the concept is the same regardless of what hairstyle you're doing. You're going to take a small section at the very top of the braid and split it into 3 pieces like you would. And for the very first braid, you're going to do just like you did when doing box braids. You're just going to go over or under. I prefer to go under when I'm doing this kind of hairstyle. But then as you continue down the head, you're just going to pick up hair and add it to that outward strand before you take it over or under. So as you work your way down, just continue picking up hair, adding it to that outward strand, and taking that outward strand over or under, like I keep saying. Now, for some hairstyles, you will have to be more careful on how much hair you pick up, because you're going to want to try and keep the pieces equal on both sides. For a hairstyle like I'm doing on my daughter right now, it doesn't really matter, which is why you see me just picking up whatever I can get and pulling it into the braid. But definitely be wary of that when you're doing smaller braids or when you're doing stitch braids. You have to keep the pieces equal sizes so that it actually looks neat. Now as you can see, I'm still keeping my hands right at the base of the braid just so that it stays tight on her head and doesn't come loose, basically. And for this style, I'm just going to continue the braid all the way down to the end and then tie it off with an elastic. So now I'm going to show you how to kind of cheat, I guess, at doing braids. If this video doesn't help, or if you feel like you just need more practice before you try it, but you want to do a braided hairstyle, try this because it kind of makes it look like a braid without actually braiding. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one section right at the top of the head, and you can do as many sections as you want and as big or a small section as you want. But you're going to make one section right at the top and then another section right behind it, and you're going to tie both off with an elastic. Now you're going to go ahead and make a third part and a third section, but before you tie this off, you're going to join the first section to that by splitting the first section in half into 2 strands like you can see, and you're going to loop those 2 strands around section number 2. And then you're going to take that first section and tie it with an elastic into the third section. Now you're going to make section number 4. And before you tie off this section, you're going to do the same thing you did with the first one, but with section number 2. So section number 2 is now looped around section number 3 and being tied into section number 4. So like I said, I'm hoping this makes sense with the video, because if I were just trying to explain it to you without the video, I don't think it would. So then you're going to take section number 3, loop it around section number 4, and tie it in with section number 5. And to finish it off, I normally take section number 4 and tie it underneath section number 5. And you can continue this all the way down to the ends of the hair if you really wanted to. Just keep looping around. This is what it looks like, and if you do smaller sections, it ends up looking like a braid. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and that I haven't edited this video yet, so I hope that whatever the outcome is actually makes sense, and that you're able to incorporate what I taught you in your hairstyling days. I have no idea what I'm talking about today. It's one of those days. It really is. Every time I get in front of the camera, I feel like I'm having one of those days where I cannot focus on a single thought. So I really hope that this made sense and that you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.